What up, Schmoedown rockers? New phone, so yeah, we had a couple interesting matches this week. Nothing super special. I mean, we had an Intergeekdom 3-way consisting of technically what probably could have been the match that I thought that I and most people would think was a good idea, which would have been David Moore and Chandru, and I'm not even sure I should even say his last name because I know I'll probably butcher it. But, which, speaking of David Moore, apparently now he's finally got his own little nickname thing, and that's Dynamite, and that, given his sense of humor and stuff, makes sense, and he even did the, whatever that one show in the 70s was. I forgot the name of it. Someone will correct me in the comments, please, if you will. I feel awful because I did see it in a mass media class for high school, so anyway, this is sorry if you couldn't hear me over the AC, but anyway, him, Chandru, the chosen one, or the chosen, I guess he goes, one of the two he goes by, even Mark and Ken got me confused when they were trying to talk about it later in the match. But that Intergeekdom 3-way, basically, most specifically, the official debut of the Warfather, that was who apparently, I guess, from what it was hinted at when I was seeing the match in the title card at the time of Patreon, was said the name Barnes or something, which I guess that might have been like one of Warfather's actual names, or at least last, if not first. I don't know. But yeah, I like him very much. I feel like he's the answer that certain people who found out about Smets's Mach Schmoeman persona thing he did for his audition with Christian would have kind of wanted something of that nature, and it makes sense for Intergeekdom given his character's sort of Viking based and more so Thor's Asgardian-ish type of Viking, if you will, even though while also kind of having certain other type of Vikingisms that are enough to be pretty metalist. So, yeah. Totally dig what they've been doing. Totally dig what they're doing with him. For sure. So, especially the comments that he had, some of the comments in the banner he had back and forth, even some of his trash talk is polite, and that's even fun. Which Chandru tends to do that too, but for some reason the way he comes across with it is funny, and even David Moore's, especially when he tried to do his attempt at his as Viking impersonation, if you will, when he answered one of the questions, since save the black man or whatever, which only he would be able to get away with, if not Jay Washington. Or at least not as much as what him and Jay Washington's meetup happened to have been in his match post Smets or whatever. The whole hello fellow chocolate man thing was just it's just priceless there. But anyway, the whole thing, Warfather's banter, especially when this is a Warfather, and his spot on, yes, War Son, just perfect. I crave for battle. We all need a Warfather in our lives, and this guy definitely. And it sucks he's an IG player, and we already have 2 in the dungeon, because clearly, just off of his hamburger comments, he's already fit for the dungeon. Or at least he's worthy to be an honorary member. I'm willing to extend the olive branch to Warfather. at least to be honorary member, or so work out a contract with Kaiser to not like mess with Smets and them, and I doubt he'll do that last part, but but he'll take up on honorary. I think he will. Though hopefully he works on his skills a little bit better, and it was actually pretty tight matchup, and not to the extent of being all ties, as it was just each person was at least 1 or 2 points away from each other within the end of each round. It was just more the third round where things started to change itself up, and I feel bad for David Moore. He just hasn't had much luck, and he is good. He has the knowledge for it, and still good luck on if Lavik, who's barely was able to have it's not just what happened in the Smets match, it's what happened in the other matches that he already had from his loss with the last match he had in the tournament, which wound up being with Kalinowski, and then his match with Rachel, and his match he wound up having with Rachel, and of course that leading to the match we've all been wanting to see, which we wound up fulfilling everything we've ever expected. 3 kind of did, but initially it wasn't as tight and of a match as what happened between Kalinowski, including Kalinowski Cushing 2, all that kind of thing. And yes, I'm going back and forth with those things, but yes, I enjoyed this three match. So more eventually something's going to happen with him. Warfather, he's got enough of a personality that a lot of people want to see more of him, and as do I. I'm surprised no one's bothered to do an interview, figure out who he is and do an interview with the guy, because even though I could also go as far as the whole Video Drew thing in terms of persona, but less goth and socially awkward about itself, and way more charismatic at least in that a more optimistic sense of charismatic, as opposed to whatever you would consider with Video Drew Grant. But yeah, that's kind of what I have. It's a good polar opposite, and he's a good IG player, and he's proven he can be a good IG player in that he does actually know more than just MCU, despite the way they had him in the title card for that, which honestly does make sense given his Thor-ish persona. And I don't know if that hammer was actually really that heavy or if Jen was playing to it. But either way, if that was a good act, then kudos on Jen for playing it off pretty well in Sturger, or not exactly Sturger, or actual, that's her maiden name, but her last name is something else with an M, whatever her husband's name is. But anyway, so yes, and Chandru's doing well, though it seems he's, through his hoodie thing, that I guess he hinted at it, that he was trying to go after Smets, and it seems Kaiser was going to be nice to Hana for a little bit and say, here, take him down again if you have to. It's like, all right, I'll take your generosity. Which is fun. He's seeing that in the Facebook comments with that. So, and I'm glad things are working out for him. I don't know I guess Chandru's going to face Smets, but good luck about that, because Smets is on a tear. He wants to get back on it, though he's not going to be in as big of a hurry, but he's taking his time with the matches. We're dealing with a possibly more methodical, a more hungrier and even more methodical Smets, it seems. Or then again, of course, that's also the fact that Havoc just came back from having to do a bunch of stuff for, that whole thing. But overall, I enjoyed that match mostly. The the follow-up to what happened with last week's singles match between Preston and Rachel Silvestrini. Apparently, Preston had called out Professor Lon Harris it seems Lon Harris has finally gotten over whatever issue he's had in trying to, or at least he just got luckier this time in terms of the persona and everything. And we know that at least Paul Preston, the powder keg, or the, or as I would like to say the protein powder keg. Terrible dad jokes. And I'm not even a dad. But anyway, in his match with them, he's proves that he can hang with some of the best of them. I'm glad that he can. And I hope he still does. I cannot wait to see what he does next. It's gonna be good. And I cannot wait to see what happens. I hope that it goes over well with whatever match he does have next. And it seems he's going to have... Well, it seems Silver String's going to be actually... I guess there's another qualifier, or she's somehow found a way to wind up in being able to qualify for a match in the singles tournament. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I don't know if Preston's found another match as well. I'm trying to remember what's the deal with that. I have to double check on things. My brain's feeling mush lately. Also, I'm hoping to figure out a way to upload this. Hopefully the app, the YouTube app, currently on this phone, which is not even close to updated to the regular one because it still says red. Hopefully it'll still upload this video at the very least, and then I can figure out something thumbnail-wise with using the Chrome. That's what I'm going to have to deal with, because for some reason I cannot use a YouTube Studio because of some authentication bullcrap because of someone in the past having used it, and I can't seem to sign myself in because it still recognizes, and it's just ridiculous. And I'm lucky some apps I'm able to bypass it, but for some reason it just won't with YouTube Studio, and it's making me mad. In terms of trying to do these videos, and it really upsets me that it had to happen like this, so I just wish there was a way to figure things out so I can be able to still do this for you guys. Hopefully this gets uploaded, and then this is my test run for it. I kind of dug it here and there. The first time movie quotes winds up, I don't know why Lon Harris took movie quotes, but it wound up turning out really well, neck and neck with him. The matches, I did like, it's a shame they didn't decide to use the Preston thing that they, for the movie guy's little promo thing of what he was doing. I guess it wasn't as entertaining enough compared to the last one they did during the Silver String matchup, which was freaking hysterical, and I probably should have used that as a thumbnail, but I saw the guitar thing, I had to, given I'm Schmoedown Rocks and I also do like music reviews, mostly rock and metal related, I had to use it, so. But anyways, also speaking of the rock stuff, apparently band's getting back together, or a new band is in the works that might actually involve original material. We'll see what happens with that. That may affect when I am able to upload these compared to my usual time frames. But fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this upload for this one gets successful and all that. And overall, Lon Harris won it. Good on him for getting past his usual stuff with him trying to do his persona and still answer questions at the same time. He's found a way to work through the kinks of that, and finally it's working himself out. He's qualified for it. I'm guessing, I'm trying to think, figure out who Preston is supposed to go up against now. But whoever he is, hopefully it works out for him to be able to make it into the tournament. Since, especially since primarily him of the movie guys has actually been one of the few Schmoedown competitors that has actually bothered to subscribe to this channel. And I thank you for it. Besides, the Smasher himself, he's the luxury of the first one. And so I have a soft spot for Preston on that as well. A little biased, but it's whatever. And plus I take a protein shake every once in a while, so there's also that. So what do you guys think of the matches. Leave a comment below. Let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rockin'. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown and Schmoedown Rocks is cooking.